With Brando Benifei, MEP, we look at citizens and data, in particular at AI-informed decision-making. We're here at the European University Institute State of the Union conference. Welcome, Brando.
Thank you.
My first question is, what is, in your view, the greatest challenge related to artificial intelligence and democracy?
Well, in my opinion, the main thing to take into account when we deal with this topic is that there is fear of impact of this new technology on lives of people, and there is the need, on the other hand, to build trust, to build understanding, to build a way of living with these changes that we are seeing with this new technology entering gradually, but probably accelerating also into our society with chatbots, with assistants, with the impact of AI on this public services and the workplaces and the functioning of a city, etc. So the biggest challenge really is to overcome distances and problems related to unnecessary fears, which cannot be just ignored. They need proper regulation, they need safeguards for citizens, they need institutions to be able to say that we are tapping into the opportunities and we are protecting people from the dangers. To do this, we need proper regulation. This is what we are doing also at European level, so that we can prevent and mitigate risks and not just act after something bad has happened, because this would undermine trust in the technological change, which will be very big. And data, obviously, which is something we are focusing on, is one key aspect, because on one hand, the usage of personal data in a way that is illegitimate might create a lot of damage, but at the same time, we also need to look at the risk of bad data being used to train AI, because this is something that might happen and can lead to an AI system that discriminates people. So the fact that people are worried, it's not absurd. They look at examples also of existing cases of misuse of AI due also to bad data used to train them. So we need to overcome this trust issue by building a culture, understanding, and a robust regulatory framework that can prevent damages and can create reassurance for everyone.
Yeah. So elected representatives like yourself at the European level, members of the European Parliament, are of course following this topic closely. Initiatives are being undertaken. What are the concrete opportunities we have to act in terms of policies and legislation to do something about the risks and to actually use AI for the good?
Well, we are trying to build the first horizontal regulation in Europe that will be the number one in the world of such extent. In the rest of the world, we see interaction of AI with existing norms, but we also see the appetite for specific action on the legislative side. I've been discussing this with many legislators all over the world, and now the debate is sparkling everywhere. We are not talking anymore just about how we can increase the intake of AI, but we are all discussing also far away from Europe, in places where there is different culture also on human rights, on the issue of how fundamental rights of people can be protected. And this means that we are using a formidable asset that we have in Europe, which is a strong culture of consumer protection, because this very strong competence at European level can be used to protect citizens from harmful AI products. So this is what we are doing, and we are also trying to build a regulatory dialogue at global level, so that the idea, for example, of categorizing AI based on the level of risk they present, so some uses can be low risk and more easily put in the market and in everyday life of people. others have higher risks and need specific certification on the data, on quality management, on human oversight over what happens, on explainability of the algorithm, etc. And we also identify unbearable risks, risks that cannot be accepted. For example, the social scoring or predictive policing that is trying to see who is going to commit a crime, and where it was used, in fact, it has only created discrimination. And it's also a big topic of discussion, how we use biometric recognition cameras in public spaces. We are discussing of banning them completely. So this is the pyramid of risk that we are building, and on which we are also discussing with the rest of the world, because it can be a way to look at the AI that can be a language that also other parts of the world can use. We are trying to build the Brussels effect around it, so that the other markets, the other societies, the other members, the other states of the world, they need to confront with the regulation we are building.
Yeah, the Brussels effect. I will keep that a word in mind when thinking about AI. In fact, most of our viewers know about AI, of course, because it has become a buzzword. People mainly think about ChatGPT straight away. But I guess you also come across a lot of misconceptions about the terminology. What kind of misconceptions should we be aware of?
Well, the biggest misconception about AI today, in my view, is the fact that some people think, because of the debates going on, that we are already having artificial intelligence that are intelligent like human beings. This is not happening, and in fact the letter that was sent by some CEOs and academics saying that we are having more and more powerful AI that could need a kind of a stop, a moratorium to its development, could give this message. While we are not there, we are having, yes, advanced AI, but it's still very far from the capability of the understanding of a human. Especially, they don't realize what is a cause effect. They are inferring from data. It's still a limited intelligence. However, it can elaborate a lot of data altogether, which a human brain cannot do at the same pace. So we have limits, and we have also very big opportunities, especially to really relieve humans from work that can be done by them, and make our lives better if you use the systems correctly. But really, there should be no misconception that we are already having robots that are able to be having the same consciousness of a human. And maybe we can get there. Some scientists say that we will not get there. Others say we do. But today we need to regulate the existing AI, not saying there might be danger in the future with this kind of sentient AI. We don't have that now. Maybe in the future, but not probably in the short time ahead of us. Now we need to deal with systems that are already strong and powerful, and they need to be put for the common good.
Yeah, Brando, I think you gave a very clear picture of what to do with AI as it is today, the risks, the opportunities, the misconceptions we should be aware of, and also what is happening on the legislative front in Brussels. So we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.